Yes, yes, yes. It's music. It's music. Just do something to me. Spirit. Okay. I love beautiful, warm, sensitive music. What is going on out there? What is going on this Tuesday? Welcome. Welcome to the RC Community TV show here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, please, please, if you haven't subscribed, go to YouTube. Come on over here to YouTube and subscribe to the RC Community TV show. As you see, we is here for the young people. Okay, we is here uh, to create positive thinking in the young people minds. Okay, because today in today's world, we do not have too many positive people out here putting positive thoughts in these young people, okay? In these young people minds. You guys, I talk to a lot. I'm talking about a lot of young people. And the minds of the young people is still very much alive. 20, 19, I would say to 25. These kids still is very much impressionable. Study, they study is looking for guidance. Okay, and we are people that should actually uh, help help out with the minds of these young kids, and that's what we're going to talk about here today. So stay tuned. I got to load this video up. Take 1 second. So stay tuned, you guys, and welcome. Thank y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to this channel. Yes, yes. Hey, you guys, I love what I do here. Okay. I really, really love what I do here. We is about to get into this video right quick. Um, this pastor, this pastor, he's an act community. He's finna break down what he sees going on and the young kids today and how how certain things that they see I mean if it affects it going forward far as getting a family of their own, uh, in a relationship, and it's all due to the fact of how we as grown people is how we interact with one another. It's the information that we tell the young kids today. That that is what keeps the young kids today afraid of being in a real substance of a relationship, the family dynamics of all of this. Everything has changed, you guys. And this guy that I'm finna bring up here, he finna break it all down and and let us let us hear and see a different perspective with all of this. Okay, because I truly believe if people had the right information, I believe people would try to do what is right. I believe the lack of information keeps people from wanting to do the right things for themselves and for the family. That's what I truly believe. I believe the lack of information because we have so much of bad information out here, and everybody follows it. See, that's the thing. It's like follow the leader. Everybody follows the bad, uh, what they want to call the bad trend that's out here. I don't know, but we have to have our own minds and think for ourselves and stop letting this world think for you. Okay. So we're gonna let him break this down a couple of times. Man, when I tell you he's finna break it down, oh my gosh, this man is finna break it down. I love how he speak. He's well spoken. See, you guys, I started this without being perfect at certain things. I just know that I needed to speak the truth. Okay, here we go. We finna let him say this. Check it out.
I was born in the projects. Around me was 300 families. I only remember three husbands. I think people were chasing.
Now listen to this. We're gonna break this down. He said he was born in the projects. He said it was like about 300 families in the projects. Out of 300 families in the projects, he said it was only probably 3 to 4 people that was actually married.
Weddings, they're not chasing marriage. They're chasing weddings, they're not chasing covenant. They're chasing weddings, they're not chasing oneness.
Are people mature enough to be married? How realistic is it to expect someone to love their spouse well when they haven't learned to love themselves first?
I think that is an excellent question.
All right, want to say welcome to Pastor.
Now, see, if you don't get the real information, see, this all I watch is real information. I don't watch no goofy information. I want to laugh, positive ways to get better. When we as a people start doing that and stop looking for stuff to entertain us, I think we will be better off. You know, I don't want to laugh. I don't want to joke. I just want to learn positive ways to become a better person. Now listen to what he said. How can you love somebody else when you really don't even love yourself? You can't even take yourself serious. Okay, let's go.
I was born in the projects. Around me was 300 families. I only remember 3 husbands. I think people are chasing weddings. They're not chasing marriage. They're chasing weddings. They're not chasing covenant. They're chasing weddings. They're not chasing oneness.
Are people mature enough to be married? How realistic is it to expect someone to love their spouse well when they haven't learned to love themselves first?
I think that is an excellent question.
All right. Want to say welcome to Pastor
Let's get it.
and Doctor, author, business owner, marriage counselor, David Mills. What's going on?
Thank you, man. It's great to be here.
Serious thing. Glad to have you here, right? Online, we hear black marriage is dead or black men don't marry black women anymore, right? Mm-hmm. But recent data shows about 30 to 32% of black adults are married, mm-hmm. and around 8 out of 10 married black people have a black spouse. From your perspective, right? Mm-hmm. Is black marriage really disappearing, or is the story way more complicated than that?
I think the story is way more complicated than that. I think the ideal of it is that a couple of different things are the parameters. One of them is that we living in a different season. And when I came up, and honestly, I was born in the projects. Around me was 300 families. I only remember 3 husbands. Yeah, that was in '66. But by the time I got, by the time.
So that was in 1966. He said it was only 3 people that was married out of 300 people that was in the projects. So that tells us a lot about the marriage, the relationships, okay? And this back in 1966.
I got to like in the 80s, man, I saw a couple more different. And I was actually blessed by a Will Smith experience I had with my mom. Yeah. Me and her got into it. She kicked me out and kicked me over to my uncle's house. Yeah. But my uncle was the first man I saw that.
Now, that's how it was back in those days, back in the 70s, back in the 60s, back in the 80s. If you was as a kid, if you was around the house pushing your weight or getting into trouble around the house, the mom and the dads, they'll kick you out, right? You go, if you want to be grown, then you get out of my house and you go be grown, right? Nowadays, if you do that to these kids now today, man, it's just a whole different thing.
had a wife. Everybody else had uncles in my neighborhood. All right. So when I got to his house, he was the first man I saw in the same house the same day, every day, with one woman, not chasing everybody else, being committed. You know what I mean? Our neighborhood does us a bad mentality of, we take on mindsets of the environment sometimes and bad information from our climates. And the ideal of, what we grew up learning and teaching small games like catch a girl, get a girl. Yeah. We only talk about keeping one, loving one, and building unity, intimacy, and family, creating a destiny and a legacy that we could pay.
A destiny and a legacy. He's right. We as our black culture is really not taught like that. That's the first thing. I wasn't taught like that. Okay. I had to learn. I grew up around bad behaviors. So I had to learn good behaviors in a bad environment. Okay. When you're not around positive things in your life, yes, you're going to pick up bad behaviors. But if you're around positive things in your life and you choose to go to where the bad things are at, you are actually making a choice.
Pass on for generations. And that birth would be to change our relationship context. But we were talked about the idea of lusting and liking people. And lust, we end up destroying our own community. I became a cat that became one that was, a controller, a consumer. And I ended up being one of the cats that's in my neighborhood that was living collateral damage because I didn't know any better. Paul says something interesting in the New Testament, man. He says, when you was a child, you thought as a child, you understood as a child. But when you became a man, you put childish things in mind. And childishness means it's just, it's not just about selfishness of your own self or about immature choosing. But now you're ready to have a real relationship. And what that means is the ideal of having a relationship that's just not just talking about getting a body, But like I said, building a family, creating a destiny, a legacy. And in this season, I think that we have some pictures of it. Now there's a lot of damage that's been done to it though. And the idea of what manhood is, what this, culture is, rap is, and that kind of stuff that guys, we're putting a lot of different slants on our culture, but all of our culture is never tore up. Now,
Join the movement. Listen to Pastor David Mills give loneliness, love, and commitment. Invest in independent black media. Watch the full exclusive ad-free reasoning now. Only on
That plays with your mind. You see what I'm saying? Whatever that you listen to, that plays with your mind. If you listen to positive stuff like this right here, you would be a better thinker, and your words would come out as positive and loving because that's what you're watching. You know what I'm saying? That's what you are listening to. You watching and listening to positive things to make you think better, to make you see better, to make you understand better.
www.inevernewtv.com premium.
Oh, wait a minute.
We're hearing more about the loneliness crisis, right? Not just amongst the elderly, but also amongst young and middle-aged adults. From your perspective now, how is this loneliness showing up in the black community, especially for singles and married folks between that 30 and 55 age?
wow, great question, man. Loneliness is still a choice. Let me say that. Sometimes what people have learned to do, and unfortunately because of COVID, we've learned to deal with loneliness a lot better. And unfortunately, we were never intended to do life by ourselves. But when you learn to do it, it's easy to run there as a default. Because relationships takes work. It takes effort.
Message: being lonely is a choice. Okay? Message: we choose to be lonely. Then when you choose to be lonely, you choose to look at the world from a negative perspective. Because we wasn't meant to be alone.
It takes forgiveness. It takes grace. It takes patience with another human being.
I love when he said this. It takes grace. It takes patience. You have to give the other person. You have to be patient with the other person in a relationship. In any relationship that you in, friends, kids. You have to be patient, and you have to give the other person grace and time enough to even grow, because you may have grown a little bit faster than them. And if you actually care about a person, you're supposed to give them a little grace so until they can catch up.
Sometimes we're not as patient with other folk that we want people to be patient with us. But it's a choice of loneliness, or we choose to be in a group. We choose to be connected. Everybody on this planet want to be loved, but we choose how we want to be loved. But part of that loneliness is
Man, he dropping some bars. Got to go back to that. Everybody do want to be loved, right? But you have to get out of your own way to understand that.
We're hearing more about the loneliness crisis, right? Not just amongst the elderly, but also amongst young and middle-aged adults. From your perspective now, how is this loneliness showing up in the black community, especially for singles and married folks between that 30 and 55 age?
wow, great question, man. Loneliness is still a choice. Let me say that. Sometimes what people have learned to do, and unfortunately because of COVID, we've learned to deal with loneliness a lot better. And unfortunately, we were never intended to do life by ourselves. But when you learn to do it, it's easy to run there as a default. Because relationships takes work. It takes effort. It takes forgiveness. It takes grace. It takes patience with another human being. And sometimes we're not as patient with other folk that we want people to be patient with us. But it's a choice of loneliness, or we choose to be in a group. We choose to be connected. Everybody on this planet want to be loved, but we choose how we want to be loved. But part of that loneliness is we shell back. We've been hurt. We've been wounded. And sometimes, unfortunately, the length of your pain and your sorrow in your life, if you don't forgive the other people, you end up shelling yourself off. You're building a wall to protect yourself, but it ends up becomes a prison for your own self.
Exactly. Listen to what he's saying. He's dropping some real gems here, people. You have to learn to forgive and move on. If you don't, you will be a prisoner in your own self, in your own mind.
The folk that we want people to be patient with us. But it's a choice of loneliness, or we choose to be in a group. We choose to be connected. Everybody on this planet want to be loved, but we choose how we want to be loved. But part of that loneliness is we shell back. We've been hurt, we've been wounded, and sometimes, unfortunately, the length of your pain and your sorrow in your life, if you don't forgive the other people, you end up shelling yourself off. You're building a wall to protect yourself, but it ends up becomes a prison for your own self. And that becomes a place of loneliness. Now, I believe that God will send people to you to try to get you out of it, but when you open yourself up to it is another story. And I think when it comes to this 30 to 50 piece, and particularly with the singles and under that in the millennial stage, is that there's an issue with sometimes men with some indifference right now. I don't know if I want that commitment. I mean, I literally was talking to a couple of brothers doing an interview with them, and I said, what's up with your generation? He said, we don't know if we want that level of commitment. But I'm like, but you want a family? Yeah. But you can't have one without the other. You can't have responsibility, character, commitment. All that is part of being a man. And it's part about being that. So I can't want loneliness in a family. I can't want loneliness in relationships. I got to choose the ideal of coming out of it. And so, like I said, it's hurt, pain. It's things that we got to deal with our own self. And we got to give other people grace to be able to grow and change. And if we don't major in forgiveness and grace, we probably won't be able to come out of it.
I think with the
Wow. If you do not manage in forgiveness, you will not come out of suffering inside of yourself. You have to forgive in order to move on in life. These is bars, you guys, in 2026.
younger generation, what do they call it, millennials?
Yeah.
All right. I think they try to rationalize it in many ways, but after talking to them, I really think there's what's they call it, nihilism. You have that there, and they have a lack of faith. So they don't believe, because what I hear is that what they observed, right? And I would ask, how many other aspects of your life did you observe that people failed at, but you do it on a daily basis? So why is it this? Then they say, well, marriage and divorce. And I'm like, I hear you, but I just think that you don't believe you can do better.
Yes.
So you like kind of crap on the whole institution.
Yes.
And this is the next thing too, is that why do people believe a long-term relationship with another human being would be easy? Like, why? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I don't know. I don't know if it's the love stories. I don't know if it's the R&B music. But there's a disconnect in regards to reality. Like, everything you do long-term is going to have so many ups and downs. But the thing is, a lot of people never did a lot of stuff long-term.
Exactly.
So they don't know.
Exactly. And they didn't see it.
See it.
Now, see, that's what was going on with my kids. We were together. My kids come home probably every holiday. And they in D.C., Houston, and everywhere. But they come home for holidays because they want to be with family. They all single except for one. And if they were all home during Christmas, they had this great statement, messed me up, man. I almost cried. Well, actually, I did cry. They were sitting around the table and they were talking about, I remember I got 4 girls and 1 boy. And so the girls was talking about only one of the girls is married, but all the rest of them are waiting for one of me. So this was, they actually said it. It's the reason we're not married, Dad. It's not that we can't. They all beautiful. They all smart. They all college graduate, got their own businesses, got money, they got their own money. But they're not settling. And the challenge becomes is that, you know what, they told me, hey, Dad, we need you to do a podcast for men because we need some brothers that can understand what it does to go long term.
I agree. A lot of these young kids, they don't know what it takes because they haven't saw it. So that's why I always say it's up to us, the older people, to show them that it is possible. It is love out here. You just have to love yourself and be real with yourself before you can be real with other people. He is right. Let's listen.
And it doesn't mean I'm going to be perfect. It means we got to come with forgiveness, come with some grace, come with those things. And it's going to take.
Whoa, listen to him. Doesn't mean you're going to be perfect, right? Come with grace, come with forgiveness, come with trying to be better. Come with that first. Let's
I need
go.
you to do a podcast for men because we need some brothers that can understand what it does to go long term. And it doesn't mean I'm going to be perfect. It means we got to come with forgiveness, come with some grace, come with those things. And it's going to take a long time to grow that. And I think we miss out. We trade up trading variety for intimacy. See, in my culture, they was like, get all of them. But what I realized was you can have a bunch of relationships, but if they all surface, it ain't worth it.
The loneliest people I
There we go, right there. There we go. See, I once had to go through that as well. I had to learn that as well. That's like right now, it's no relationship no more if it's not substance to something. Okay, people have to understand that we what we want in each other is basically all the same. So if you want another person, you have to really you really have to be the person that you're trying to look for as well. You can't basically want a better person, but you not so great yourself. Let's get it.
See, and in my culture, they was like, get all of them. But what I realized was you can have a bunch of relationships, but if they all surface, it ain't worth it.
the loneliest people I know are womanizers.
Yeah,
Real talk.
yeah.
From
Oh,
person, like,
real talk. Because
right?
I don't want no depth. So now I don't have no depth about what we went through, surviving storms, struggles, hurts, learning each other, loving each other through intimacy and insecurities and infirmities and inadequacies. When you love somebody through all that, that's real relationship.
All right, I want to discuss your relationship check-in framework that covers appreciation, connection, growth, and needs, right?
Yeah.
When did you realize how important it was to intentionally check in on these 4 areas, and why are they so effective in keeping a marriage flowing?
The first reason is it gives you a place to be able to connect. Children, jobs, work, church, everything. Those are outward. Connection, just can't make you turn inward. Makes you turn to each other. It makes you feel like, you know what, let me really see my me. Let me see what we're doing good, what we're doing bad. We have maintenance for everything in our life except our relationships. So to check.
There we go, right there. You have to constantly check in on yourself, on the relationship, on your needs. If you don't do that, you guys, it's just like a maintenance checkup. You're supposed to check in and check up on yourself, on your spouse, on your girlfriend, uh, or a boyfriend. You gotta check the temperature, maybe once a week or something.
It becomes a means to create maintenance for my relationship. Am I doing appreciation? When was the last time I celebrated her for something good? Appreciation is value and honor for a brother, particularly for most of us, because we haven't had that and don't always get that affirmation. And then the ideal of connection is the ideal of how can we stay close? I don't care. Always be touching, always be around, always be connecting each other, and always create what I call rituals. Rituals for me and my wife is when soon I wake up, man, we got to get a 30-second hug. That means before we even face the world, we've already been embraced.
Listen to that before you even walk out that door. Now, sometimes, man, in relationships, you know, you go outside that door, you're not guaranteed to come back inside the door. So why would we be, having war inside the home when actually is war outside there, outside that door? Is war at the job? Is war all over here? So inside, listen to what this man said. We better wake up, people, before it's too late.
You know what I mean? My world's already blessed already. By the time we go downstairs, I'm going to give her another kiss. Come kissing her when I'm leaving. I'm kissing her when I'm coming back. There's no guarantee I'm going to be back. So I want to make sure that the last thing that she ever remembers around me was I kissed her before I left. It can be rubbing her feet at night, every night. It's 8:30 p.m., bruh. Between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, we are watching. We on the couch. We sitting there. Her feet levitate. We've been doing this 30 years. Now her feet levitate on my lap, and my hands automatically go in there. You know why? Her love language is physical touch. So, boom, I already know. And I know what's going to happen. And she's going to throw the pillow around. Then she's going to put her head there. And we watch the TV. We connecting the whole time. And then we also put things in place like a Monday date day. It's our day to date. I'm a pastor, so my Saturday is Monday. But on Saturday, I tell the leadership, unless somebody's dying, don't call Pastor Dave. We out. I'm with my girl. Why? Because it's the only time we get to be by ourselves. So we had commit a whole day to a date day. Now, of course, down the years, we had 5 kids. So then it was Friday night, date night. It was that kind of stuff. But this season, oh, hallelujah. We like, get the bag. We out. But it's intentional. You know what I mean? Of celebrating one another, spending time with each other, valuing us. Her other love language is quality time. So I intentionally said that after we came out of COVID, I'm going to commit this time to you. I want you to have quality time for 24 hours, that you have David, not Pastor. And I have Bernadette, not somebody. So I think it's those things of being intentional about it. We're more intentional about work. We're more intentional about money. We're more intentional about a whole lot of things. But we got to become intentional about the person's relationships, because those are the things that go the distance in life.
I like the concept of maintenance and checking in, because it is true though, man. We don't check in like we should. And I think it's like you have to reevaluate what's important to you.
Now, we got it for cars. And we're not going to miss it. 3,000 miles, I'm going to some, check-in, things on us health-wise once a year, get that check-in. Yeah, check-up, yeah. But your relationship, the thing that probably will last longer than everything else in my life. And we have a couple different ways to do it. One of them is, the check-in is, do you feel seen this week? Do you feel heard? Do you feel loved? What else could I do to make this relationship better? And can we pray together? Once a week or once a month? I mean, that makes it so that you don't have to have a blow up, because we already did the work.
All right. From your experience as a pastor, counselor, just a human being, right?
Yeah.
Why do you believe the Bible advises against premarital sex, especially in light of the emotional and spiritual damage you've seen in real couples?
I believe that the reason that the Bible says it, and he says it this way, is that we would not, one, violate one another. It's a violation of each other's bodies. And what happens too is there's what they call soul ties. In other words, when you sleep with somebody, sexually, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually are all connected. And how many people?
That is also very, very true. Okay, you guys, we're going to stop it right here, though, because it's 7 o'clock and I'm the first shifter now. Okay. I want to thank y'all, though, for tapping in with me. If you haven't subscribed, though, please subscribe to this channel on YouTube, Mr. RC Community TV. This is the show, though. Okay. I'm going to have to put the show on there. Right. Yeah, you guys, it's a lot going on in today's world. We all know that. But we don't have to be a part of this, okay? We, the 50 and older club, we know what it is to really have a good, loving family with values, family that really cares about something. We know that. Don't let this world trick us into believing the love that we once knew and had in our lives don't exist no more. Don't let this world trick us to believe that. I'm not going to believe that. I talk to a lot of these young kids out here, and they are really looking for positive ways to become better. They don't want to just be like subject to all of this madness and all this evilness that's out here. I talk to a lot of them. They don't know no better. All they know is what they didn't learned and what they didn't saw. Okay. But if you get to talking to them and you get to telling them, well, it's really not that bad. It really could be this way. It really could be that way. Once they get to hearing a different perspective of it, they call me sir. They call me, Mr. C. Okay. Some they call you uncle, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be, or big unc, but whatever the case may be, older people really need to start telling these kids or showing these kids a better side, a positive side, because it is out here. Okay. It just depends on if a person has anything left inside of them. I don't know about you guys, but I still got love inside of me. I still got growth inside of me, right? And I'm still eager and happy each and every day to learn and get better. So that's why I talk and I try to show people that if I can do this, anybody can do this. You see what I'm saying? And we need a lot more people doing this. So on that note, you guys, I got to go, right? Hey, I thank y'all so much, though. I really, really do. I really thank y'all so much. Okay. So to the next time, I put my face. I told you guys I'm gonna try to come in every morning with something good to say, with something positive to say. I've been doing this for 8 years and it has really changed my entire life. Okay. I'm not, how should I say? I'm not rushing no more. Um, I'm not thinking all over the place no more. I am really still and I am really positive, happy with the studying of my 8 years from this man right here, Mr. Les Brown. I've actually been studying him for 8 years. That man that has worked wonders in my heart and in my spirit. You know, he has changed so many lives. I ask people all the time, if you don't know how to get better or how to change, okay, just start looking at positive things every day. Cut all the negative things out and just start looking at positive things every day. You will get there if you truly want to. Okay, I'm out of here, you guys. Till the next time I put my face on this place. Peace, love, definitely joy. Definitely joy, right? And positivity. All right, you guys, enjoy your Tuesday. Peace.